Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Let me try this a second time. As you can tell, I'm having to do a voiceover, and the first time, for some reason, it just didn't want to stick. So, as you can tell, I'm doing the 15th through the 21st in my journaling planner using the Merry & Bright sticker book. So, hopefully, this time around, it'll go a lot smoother. So let's get started. So I'm taking the pages off the disc here, setting the main book off to the side, and I'm going to get ready to get started on it. So the first thing I typically like to do, especially when it comes to my journaling planner, is I like to go through and lay down my functional first, just so that way I get an idea of my writing space and what I have to work with. I do kind of break that rule here in a second for this, only because the two stickers that I find is small, like stacked Christmas gifts, so they don't take up a lot of space. So I just go ahead, since I found them, lay those down to kind of get a little foundation started. So there's the first one, and then I go with a different kind on the opposite side. So now I'm going through on the hunt for the functional stickers that I need. And I come across these pages and I find this double box. So I get started with it first. And I don't think I noticed it at the time when I was actually doing it, when recording. But looking back now as I'm editing, I think I might have laid that down a little crooked. But apparently it didn't bother me enough that I didn't notice. So then I'll go to the other side and lay a double box down over there. And I white out that notes there because I never use that bottom box. Typically I cover that up with a box sticker, which I do find one later, but we'll get to that. So I'm right now flipping through, just trying to find some more functional boxes, because like I said, I like to do that first. But I come across this page that had a couple of small stickers left on it. Not a lot, but just a couple. Some of these that I'm trying to get up right now are little confetti stickers, so I just put a couple of those at the top, and then I take this mistletoe sticker that matches the one in that double box, and I just put it on the other side, so that way I have some of that same decor on both sides. And then I take that other confetti sticker, put it in that other corner, and I realize that it does hang over the edge a little bit here in a second, and I just grab my scissors and cut that off. But I do finish out that page, I'm pretty sure. There I'm going for the scissors, and I cut that little bit off. And I go back on the search for more functional. I do come across this page, and I go for this vertical box, and I just flip it on its side and stick it right there to kind of make a little cluster effect right there. And then for the other side, as I'm looking, I do end up finding another double box for that side. But I do, in order to find that, I do have to go back to the beginning of the book again. I do that a lot in my planning. I will go through a book as I'm decorating, trying to find what I need or want. Sometimes I go through it 2 or 3 times till I get all the stickers that I want out of the book. Sometimes I have to do that more if I've used that book a lot and there's limited options that make sense. So a lot of times I have to go through a book multiple times in order to find what works. Now I do stop right here and I do find that box that I talk about that a lot of times I put in that corner to cover the notes, and it was inspiration for the scene that I wanted to create. So if you saw my home planner spread for this same week, you saw that I created scenes and kind of told a story in my spread, and I wanted to kind of do the same thing with this. So I take some of these small trees and I lay them down along the bottom, kind of make a little cluster like it's, the forest. And the sticker that you see on the end of my finger there is a truck sticker. But I decided to put it back because I wanted to get one driving the other direction, like it had just got through picking out its Christmas tree and they're on their way back to their farm. So there I go, get the truck going in the opposite direction. And I pick out a barn that I thought was super cute. And I laid that down, and I end up, here in a second, grabbing another one of these trees and putting it on the other side of the barn to just kind of finish filling in that corner there. And the scene that I created there is that they just got through going out to the forest to pick out their Christmas tree, and now they're on their way back home to decorate. And I just finished the hunt for another functional box, so I put that there. Yes, I lose a little bit of space with that one side being full decorative, but I still have the opposite side of that box where it still gives me some functionality. So I'm trying to figure out here what to do when I find this sky blue or winter blue and snowflake washi tape strips, and I decided to lay it down across the bottom here above my scene to make it look like it's snowing. Now I do have some trouble for some reason with this second strip. It just did not want to lay down right for the longest time. It took me like 3 times to get it just right because for some reason it wanted to leave a little gap there, but I finally figured it out. And when I get it laid down perfect, I just cut off the excess on the end there so that way it doesn't go past the top one and it doesn't go off the page. And then I stick that extra little piece back in the book just in case I might can use it later on for something else. So I feel like I'm done with the functionality part of the decorating. So now I'm just going back through and seeing what decorative that I can use. Again, I go back to the beginning of the book, which is a common thing for me, especially depending on the book. If it's had a lot of use and a lot of love, then sometimes I have to flip through a lot to find those pieces that'll work together. But I do find that little round snowflake sticker. It kind of matches the snow theme. I do go back to those little gifts stickers like the ones that I laid down in the beginning. I do go back to that page and lay down some more of those because they are small. They don't take up a lot of space. And it just fits perfectly where I need it at this point. And there goes the first one. And then I'll lay down one more on the other side. And I end it there because I feel like it's decorated how I need it. It's not taking up too much space. And I'm very happy with it. And writing, filling it out as I fill it out through the week, that'll fill it out even more too. But so I'm putting back on the disc here, and that finishes it up. If you liked how this turned out, make sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't yet and you would like to, hit that subscribe button. It really means the world to me. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did using the Merry and Bright sticker book. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.